How's it going, aliens? My name's Ialien. Today I'm back on another Identity 5 video, and today's video is my COA 5 guide. This is an introduction to all 16 teams that advance to the global finals, and I hope this helps to give some background and more information for viewers who are getting ready to watch COA. Let's get right into the video. Let's start off with our first team. We're going to be working from the regions with the smallest teams, the least amount of teams, to the regions with the most amount of teams. So let's start off with the Republic of Korea. We have Team MS. This is a very experimental team, I will call them. They run team comps that aren't very common in China meta, IVL, and tournaments such as that, but they are very strong. They qualified by winning the COA Korea qualifiers, and they also won Korea IVT. Their strength is definitely their survivor play. They're a very strong survivor team, and some of their notable characters are Dancer, Enchantress. Their Hunter plays first round, and they also have a second Hunter that plays more meta hunters such as Axeboy, Sculptor. The next region we have is the Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan region, and the team is BZ. They qualified by winning the COA qualifiers of that region. Their strength was definitely survivor play throughout COA. Their survivors put up a lot of wins, and their hunting was very consistent throughout. Their notable characters is Bloody Queen. Their hunter plays a first round Bloody Queen. He also plays photographer, and they do have a second hunter that plays more meta characters. Now we're moving on to the NAEU region. We have Team B4U. This team has been together a very long time, with some players dating all the way back to COA 2, so they have a lot of chemistry. They qualified by winning the COA NAEU qualifiers, and they also won the NAEU IVT. Their strength is hunter play, with their hunter possessing a perfect 4-kill elimination throughout all of COA qualifiers, and their notable characters are Mechanic. They play a lot of Mechanic in a meta where you see a lot of teams play less Mechanic here and there. They do play Mech more than most other teams. And as far as hunting, they play meta hunters, usually around one Dream Witch. They have experience as they did make COA last year. The next region is Southeast Asia, which has two teams. The first team in Southeast Asia is Team BL. They qualified by winning the COA Southeast Asia qualifiers. And as far as strengths, they're a very balanced team. They have good hunter play and good survivor play all together. And their notable characters, they really play meta. They usually go round one Poland, and they can at times play off meta. The next team in Southeast Asia is Team GH. I would say they're probably the most China-like Southeast Asia team in terms of the way they play and the team comps they play. They qualified by winning the Southeast Asia IVC. Their strength is survivor play, as they have a lot of veteran players with a lot of chemistry, but their hunter is also a veteran and also strong. Their notable characters, they really play meta, and you can expect them to play round one Poland. A lot of their players have made COA before, so this is a very old team with a lot of experience. To the Japan region, they have three teams that qualified for COA. First off, we have Team AG. They are, in my opinion, the biggest surprise of COA. They were not expected to win their qualifiers, as you had more experienced and even professional teams playing, but they still made it out. They qualified by winning the COA Japan qualifiers. Their strength is their hunter play. Their hunting was very strong throughout all of COA, but their serves are very consistent and give a lot of good support. They were able to tie many games and even win games. They did not lose many. As far as their notable characters, they really are a Japan meta team. The Japanese meta is different from the Chinese meta, and for them you'll see a lot more painter, you'll see some entomologists, maybe a prospector at times. And as far as hunting, they have a round 1 Poland who also plays sculptor and naiad. The next team in Japan we have is Team SZ. I would say they are the most improved team. If you took any team from last year and you put them to this year, they would definitely win the most improved award. They qualified by winning the Autumn Japan IVC. They are a balanced team with good serve play and good hunter play, but their hunter is a very experienced hunter, which definitely helps. And as far as notable characters, they play meta, and the last time we saw them, they had a round 1 sculptor. The final team in the Japan region is Team SST. They are probably the most accomplished global server team there is, considered the best global server team, and they qualified by winning the Summer Japan IVC. They are a very balanced team. Their survivors have tons of chemistry. They give a lot of support. They have very strong kiting. They have very strong forward play. And their hunter is also considered one of the best non-Chinese hunters in the world. So that's definitely something to watch out for. As far as their notable characters, they play a lot of Japan meta characters too, as well as Chinese meta. You see them play all the regular meta characters, but you may also see prospector here and there. As far as hunting, they usually start off with a round 1 Dream Witch or Poland, but they do play hunters such as Bonbon and Sculptor, and they're very strong at that as well. The final region we have is mainland China, which has 8 teams that qualified for the COA Global Finals. The first team we will talk about is Team FPX.ZQ. This is a former powerhouse in China. They started off by winning the first 2 seasons of IVL, and they also were the runner-up at last COA. They qualified by making it through the COA mainland China qualifiers. They were the last team to qualify. As far as their strength, they're a very balanced team. They're known as one of the best survivor teams in the world, but they also have a very strong and experienced hunter as well. Their notable characters, they do play meta as most IVL teams do, but ZQ is one of the more experimental teams out of all of the IVL teams. Their coaching is very experimental in terms of survivor team comps, so that's something to look out for. The next team we have is Team ACT. They also qualified by making it through the COA China qualifiers. Their strength is survivor play, but their hunter is nothing to sneeze at. Their notable characters, they do play meta. Every IVL team is basically going to play meta, but ACT does run experimental serve coaching sometimes. They do use a lot of Tour Merchant on maps like Chinatown and Eversleeping. And as far as hunting, they have a round 1 Dream Witch. The next team is Team WBG. They are a very experienced team. Weibo is one of the oldest running teams still left in terms of They have 4 players that play together, and the COA 3 under Team Ace. 3 survivors and a hunter that are still there from that team. They qualified by making it through the China COA qualifiers. Their strength is their survivor play. They run a 2-hunter system. 1 hunter specializes in Dream Witch and Poland, Yang MM, and their other hunter specializes in Bonbon and Sculptor and D. And their notable characters, they play meta, and they usually do play round 1 Dream Witch, but they can also play round 1 Poland. Next up, we have Team GR. They are a fan favorite, of course. They are still one of the most famous and one of the most popular teams in the world. They qualified by making it through the COA China qualifiers. As far as strength, I would say they are a balanced team. Their Sirs and their Hunters both usually do their job. They do have a very notable Hunter, one of the most famous players in the world, in PPX. As far as notable characters, they play meta. They do use mechanic a lot more than many other teams. They use a lot of postman more than other teams, a lot of coordinator at times. As far as hunting, they usually run a round 1 Bonbon, which is different from many other teams. And this is the team that won Call of the Abyss 1, Call of the Abyss 2, and Call of the Abyss 3. They lost last year in the first round. Next up, we have Team GG. They are the reigning champions. They did win COA 4 last year, defeating ZQ in the finals. They qualified by making it through the Chinese COA qualifiers. They are also a balanced team in terms of their strength. Their survivor play is very strong, and their hunting isn't a winning type of mindset most of the time, but it's very consistent, tie oriented. As terms of notable characters, while they play meta, they are probably one of the top 2 most experimental teams in China. They have introduced a lot of meta characters such as Postman, Batter, Entomologist. Team GG introduced these characters, so don't be surprised to see other characters you may not expect. As far as hunting, their hunter usually goes Poland or Bonbon round 1 with a forward ban. The team is much different from last year's team that won COA. A lot of their survivors have left with only 1 original survivor remaining. In terms of hunting, they do still have Zhom and they still have PPX. The question is, who will play more? Zom has been their hunter as of late, as PPX was underage, but PPX is listed on the official COA roster, and he should be of age now. So the question will be, who gets to play? Next up, we have Team MRC. This team is known for their amazing teamwork and support. They have probably some of the best teamwork out of any team in the world. They qualified by making it through the COA Chinese qualifiers. In terms of strength, they are a balanced team. The survivors have improved drastically, and they have great communication and teamwork, but their hunter is also very strong. Some of their notable players, you have Shouty as a survivor, one of the most famous and best survivors in the world, and you have XC as your hunter, who is one of the best Dream Witches and one of the best hunters in the world as well. Some of their notable characters, while they play meta, they play a lot of distance characters. They've been known to play a lot of Patient, a lot of Tour Merchant, a lot of Priestess, in favor sometimes of more traditional characters like Seer or Mechanic. They play a lot of heavy Survivor team comps, sometimes with slower decoding. In terms of Hunter, they use a round 1 Dream Witch, and XE is also a very strong spider. And MRC has just been really good as of late. Ever since the autumn IVL, MRC has been one of the top 3 teams in all of China. Team Dao 5 is next up. They are most known for their Hunter DX. He is regarded as the best hunter in the world. They qualified by having the best record throughout both seasons of IVL. They finished first place in the regular season on both IVLs, and they were the runner-up in each season through the playoffs. Their strength is hunting. DX is a powerhouse. He is the best hunter in the world, but don't overlook their survivor play. They have a very strong forward and Bobo, and their serves are not bad. Lastly, we have Team Wolves. Wolves are the favorite to win. They have been the best team in the world for this past year. They won both seasons of IVL, and they qualified by winning Autumn IVL. Their strength is Survivor. Wolves is known to be the best Survivor team in the world, without a doubt. In terms of their support, it's unmatched. Their chemistry, their kiting, everything is so solid. They rarely lose as survivors, and they're known for four-manning a lot of hunters. But they have one of the best hunters in the world as well. Alex is one of the most experienced hunters. He only recently started playing competitive a year ago, but he's had great success so far, and he's one of the most famous IDV players in the world. That does it for the recap of all of these teams. I am planning to make a power ranking type video ranking all the teams if you're interested in that, all 16 teams. And in that video, I would be able to go a lot more in depth about the players. So if you're interested in that, please let me know and I will make that video. If you're interested in me streaming any of COA, whether it's the rounds that's coming up this weekend, or if it's the global finals with the final 12 teams, you can let me know as well down below. And if you have any questions about any of the teams, I watch a lot of competitive IDV. I'm pretty knowledgeable on every single team in COA. I've researched them and watched them. So if you have any questions about any of these teams or any comments, make sure to leave it in the comments below. And that'll be all for the video. Bye.
설마.
자, 과연 I'm so sexy 선수.
여기서 판단 없고 거리 벌리면 탕백 피하면은 또 모르거든요, 진짜.
네, 이거를 피할 수 있을지 나갈 수 있을지.
나가기는 좀 어렵겠네요.
네, 여기 그래도 끝까지 한번 버텨봅니다.
네, 그렇죠. 그래서 올탈하면은 진짜 난리 나거든요.
네, 태군 선수의 입장에선 무조건 하나라도 발 묶어야죠. 그러려면 I'm so sexy가 필요합니다.
자, 자 만류 끝났어요. 지금 만류 끝났습니다. 자, 제행무사.
자, 뛰어요.
맞고 틀어맞고. 자, 여기서 서포트 나가면 된다기 때문에 찌릿 타고.
빠져. 한 번 더